planning board, not just what's on the agenda for background, and I think he'd be really a good candidate for that. That's just my opinion.
Well, do I have a motion?
Janet, was there anything that you wanted to say on that?
Yeah.
Just
Well, I would.
because it's for her, the one that she's.
I've had horses, I've been involved with the 4-H program, and I go down there, attend their events, and I was on the Ag District Board several years ago.
Mr. Chairman, I'm certainly willing to be the alternate, because a lot of it does involve the fair, the recreation in town like that. Whereas if there is something, I'm sure Janet would confer with me, if it has something to do with an agriculture issue. So I don't think there'd be any problem there. She's in town, she's dealt with 4-H, all of those things. When I moved here 38 years ago, my kids lived 51 miles out of town, and they didn't get involved in much 4-H. So she's a far superior for that end of it, but if she would give me the opportunity to put in my 2 cents worth when there is an issue on which we all have that opportunity, I would, yes, say that I probably have more expertise in maybe water issues or land exchanges with the BLM or things like that, yes. So,
I would like to go ahead then and make a motion that we appoint Janet Van Camp as the liaison and Hank as the alternate.
I'll second that.
A motion, Commissioner Carson, second from Commissioner Howe. Any further discussion? Call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried, so ordered. All right, where else are we on the list? I'm gonna keep referring back to you, make sure I
I've got
keep us
these
in line.
highlighted ones that are voting members.
Oh, okay, the highlights are all the
Yes,
voters,
yes.
okay, okay. So, oh, there's a lot more of them than I thought. We're gonna have a busy morning. Audit committee? That's,
Can I speak up on that?
Yep.
I mean, normally what takes place on the audit committee in prior years before me, the chairman of the county commission is automatically on the audit committee. He's the liaison to the audit committee. But having been on that and knowing what we've done in the past on some of our liaisons and the way the county manager has taken on a lot of different responsibilities, and there is a lot more on that audit committee, a lot of background, that sometimes the chairman can get overloaded with his work, but I think after being on it for all these years, I think that moving that position is a mandated chairman's position, moving it to the county manager, who has extensive background in a lot of more than just the audit part, but he can bring his expertise to some of the other things that are discussed, that we should maybe look at. Is this okay?
Yeah, except,
It's
the committee could put me on it anyway, so you could
Right,
have
they
the
can.
chairman, and then I could also sit on the board, I wouldn't need to be.
Okay, but I'm just saying that
so
the
it's
normal,
you and me.
Yeah.
yeah, then if we stay just normally, the chairman is automatically the liaison to the.
So that doesn't require a vote then, does it?
It doesn't have to, the chairman, that's been our practice.
Right.
It doesn't have to be that way, so I would appreciate a vote on that. Sorry, guys.
All right, entertain a motion to,
I make a motion to stay the same, that the chairman be the liaison to the audit committee, but also make an alternate, which would be the county manager. Can I do that? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Then that's just what I'd like to.
all right, we have a motion.
Second.
Commissioner, we have a second from Commissioner Vogler. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Move down, RTC.
I'm on the RTC and have been for nearly, I don't know how many years, quite a few years. We meet each month, and I think a lot has been done on the RTC and our appointments as far as the way the money is spent and delegated, and I'd like to stay on that board. If it's the choice of this board, I'm willing to stay on that board.
Well, I make a motion that Richard stays on the RTC.
All right, we have a motion,
Second.
and we have a second from our two new commissioners. That's great.
Awesome.
Any further discussion? We'll call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
opposed? All right, Richard for RTC. Move down to, NACO. So we've had, right now we've got that with you, Lori, and Janet as your alternate. Is this something you're interested in maintaining, or did you wanna see
I
this?
would, but what I would like to do is include Janet with all that, and so I can kind of plan for succession. There's a lot that goes on with that, and I really think that, I would like to include her
Yeah.
in everything that goes on with that too.
Yeah,
So if that's all right.
yeah, I think it's imperative on that, especially that one, that it have that the person working with you on that is someone with 4 years in front of them. So that gives it a little more long-term legs.
Appreciate that.
And I'll make a motion for Lori to remain on the NACO board and Janet to be the alternate.
Second.
We got a motion from Commissioner House, second from Commissioner Vogler. Further discussion? Call for the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Soil Conservation District.
Anybody interested in that one?
I would be interested in that one.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good.
Why don't we just reverse it then? Or if it's okay with Janet, then I go ahead and be the alternate, and Mr. Vogler can go ahead and be the liaison. I make that motion.
Make that motion, all right. We have a motion to make Hank the liaison, and Lori is the
Alternate.
alternate.
I second that.
And we have a second from Commissioner Van Camp. Further discussion? Call for the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. And Debt Management Commission.
I can tell you what this is. The Debt Management Commission meets twice a year, once in February and once in August. In the month of February, they just get together to elect a chairman and a vice chairman. The other people on that board, there's a city council representative, Mr. Allworth. There's a school district representative, I believe it's Candace Campo still. There should be a GID representative, but that seat has been vacant. No one's wanted to volunteer from a GID to sit on my debt management commission for quite some time. And then there's an at-large seat, and I believe it's Art Olson, if I remember correctly. And so the meeting in February is super short. I always make these meetings available via Zoom as well. The meeting in August reviews the counties and the cities' financial statements, their 5-year debt management plan, and their capital improvement lists, and they vote to approve them. Not just the city and the county, but also the hospital district, the Baker GID, the McGill-Ruth GID, the school district, and I feel like I might be leaving one out, but that is not always a long meeting, it's about an hour. The only other special meeting we might have is if one of these local governments or quasi-governmental agencies such as a GID or the school district, if they want to issue debt for any reason, they come before the Debt Management Commission. And I'm the clerk to that board. And in my 8 years of being the clerk to that board, I've only seen one special meeting from I think it was the McGill-Ruth GID came to issue debt to do some relining of their ponds. So whoever wants to join me in the debt management.
Mr. Chairman, I don't mind being on that board. I guess my experience level would be I spent 7 years on the
Yeah.
tax commission. And for the last 38 years, I've lived like a wood rat in a stovepipe, so I know how to handle debt.
Very good, Hank. That's perfect. I think you'd be perfect. I think you got the experience for it, so
Absolutely.
I would entertain a motion to,
I would make a
Point.
motion to appoint Mr. Vogler.
very good, we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a second from Commissioner Howe. Any further discussion? Call for the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?